People have been sending us messages as saying, Adam, you're a great martial artist. We see you on YouTube. You move really well.
CGI.
And
Special effects.
I wish I had those kind of skills. The thing that they keep talking about is that you don't move well just in Wing Chun, but other martial arts as well.
Yeah.
Right? So the question is, again, what's your background? Can you give us more detail?
My background. Okay, yeah, we can talk about that. Started martial art when I was 9 in Wing Chun. I was a cook in my dad's restaurant. I was bugging him to teach me Wing Chun. And then I formally started Wing Chun when I was 11, Moyot lineage, with my first Sifu, Joseph Wojciech. Sifu, if you're watching this, thank you for everything. And then it was great. It was Hong Kong lineage Wing Chun. And then when I was 13, I started boxing, Western boxing, with my friend Jason Spurl. Jason, if you're watching this, thank you for everything. Jason almost made it to the Olympics, right, at one point. Nice. I wasn't a very good boxer. And then started Kyokushinkai when I was 16, which is full contact kickboxing. Then I left New Brunswick when I was 18. I was fortunate enough to meet my second Sifu Mike Smith. Sifu, if you're watching this, thank you for everything. Sifu was brilliant. He was a karate sensei. And then after that, he gave up karate to study Chinese martial art. He did Northern Shaolin. He did Tai Chi, Bagua, Xingyi, Natural Gate Boxing, Ichuan, and Wing Chun. At the time that I met him, he was integrating everything. So I don't really know what he taught me. It took me years later, after he moved away, it took me years to figure out exactly what art that he pulled from. He was like a living library, right? So, like, people are familiar with Tai Chi, like Tai Chi push hands and yielding and stuff. And Sifu studied with some of the top Tai Chi people in North America, like Master Lang Xiaoyu. They push hands with the great Sam Massage, Shigong Wei. So Sifu trained with all these great masters, and he was really good at Tai Chi. I remember one time I grabbed him in the wrist, and he just went like this, and I flew against the wall. I still never forgot that, right? That freaked me out, because at that time I was doing full contact. I was boxing. I did some Wing Chun, and I thought I can just use my aggression. And this guy's smiling and relaxing and throwing me against the wall. And that opened up my thinking, opened up my mind, right? So there was a lot of experience like that with Sifu, right? Like, especially when Bagua, Xingyi, taught me pose training. A lot of stuff completely changed the way I look at martial art. Gave me a chance to see how different styles move, and it was pretty amazing, right? And then in my early 20s, I met the great, rest in peace, Jesse Glover, founder of non-classical Kung Fu, and Ed Hart, founder of The Stuff, what he calls it. And they were both friends and students of the great Bruce Lee. But they met Bruce before Bruce innovated JKD, Jikado. But they also met Bruce after Wing Chun. So Bruce was in a transitional phase, right in the middle, when he was not interested in dueling, and Bruce was just 100% interested in street application or self-defense. So when I met Jesse, it was all about preemptive striking, power punching, and functional sticking. And that was really nice to see that, right? And around the same time, I trained with Sigong Tang, who was one of the last living disciple of the great Wong Hing Zai, founder of Ichuan. And he really freaked me out with his stuff. Because I've heard a lot about Ichuan, right? But I've never seen it in person or felt it in that degree, right? And I also studied with Professor Zhong Sufang, who was the student of Yu Zhongfan, who was a student of the founder of Ichuan, and he was a professor of Qigong. And Sifu, if you're watching this, thank you for everything. He introduced me to medical Qigong and also standing, more in-depth standing practices, right? And that's it. And then through the years, I also went to 4 workshops with the great Steve Smith. Steve, if you're watching this, thank you for everything. Steve was the inheritor of Fujian Chuan, right? Is, yeah. And Fujian was a teacher of Bruce Lee in Seattle. He was the original Red Bull, the original Wing Chun in the Red Bull Opera. So Fujian was really a legendary master of masters, you know. And I would call Steve all the time, and I was bugging him with a lot of questions. So he influenced me a lot. But I want to emphasize, of all these guys that I just listed, I'm just giving thanks and explaining to the person that asked this question where I pull sources from, but I'm definitely not qualified to say I'm a master or represent their art. I do my own thing, right? So that is, does that answer your question, Chris?
Yeah, that's quite the resume.
Yeah, as for me being a great martial artist, for 24 years out of the 36 years that I've been doing martial arts, I train an average of 32 to 41 hours a week. Did that for 24 years. So, but that eventually led to stage 2 overtraining syndrome, aka adrenaline fatigue, and I ended up in the hospital, right? So I hurt myself really badly. So now I'm no longer training that much, 40 hours a week. I only train in maintenance mode now, about 6 hours a week. And I haven't fought in a few years now. So that's why I don't consider myself a top martial art master or anything like that. Thank you for the compliment though, right? As for the website, all the credit goes to Chris. I'm just a dumb Kung Fu guy. I do the moving, I do the teaching, I do the explaining, but Chris is the one that runs the website. He reads the comments, he answers your questions, he runs everything in the website, right? And I actually got off YouTube for 5 years. Chris was the one that talked me into going back online. At one point in my career, I was really saddened at what I saw online of how people treat people. There wasn't much respect and decency in that. And that's like, I'm kind of old-fashioned. I think martial arts should be used to help people, right? So I was really sickened in how people were treating people. So I got off lying, right? And stopped reading stuff. But Chris, one day, 4 years ago, he told me, hey man, we should go back online. Maybe there's a chance you can actually help somebody. So here I am, right? So you guys got Chris to thank for this. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and then anything else, Chris?
No, I think that's it for now.
Yeah, if not, I got 3 announcements to make. 2 announcements. Sorry, we have a book coming up. That's for CHIሎም NG. And also, I'm almost finished filming the course for level 3, the BG form of Wing Chun with all application. If you're interested in all this stuff, you can go to our website, adamchenkungfu.com. As for the multiple different martial art that I do, that's in the full immersion program that is on the website. Cool? All right. See you guys next week.